I think you got it, Simon. Yep. Yeah, I think you got it, Simon. Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Lazlow The MST Guy, and welcome to the show. Today we're going to be looking at Mystery Science Theater 3000, episode 108, The Slime People. Now, I know I haven't been transmitting much back to Earth lately, but Lazardo seems to have disappeared, and it took me a while to figure out how to get the satellite working properly.
What do you think happened to Lazardo?
I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure we haven't seen the last of him. Now, since it takes a lot of energy to beam this down to Earth, my broadcast time is going to be a little limited, at least until we can find Lazardo.
Why do we even need him?
He has the gas card. Anyway, the episode begins with Joel on the bridge showing off his invention, this eye popper thing.
This is a thing I invented for people who are studying to be cartoon characters, you know. It's like when a beautiful woman comes by in the cartoons, you go like this. Or like this. Kind of like that. And then you get into your upper level courses and you can do the walk by. She's great. And then followed by. See? What do you think?
And the Mads show off their invention, the screaming cotton candy.
Yes, we've been dealing with genetic mutations since you were in short pants.
And we finally applied our principles to carnival food. We came up with cotton candy that screams when you bite it. May I?
Enjoy.
Ow! That's my head! Ow!
Well, what do you think of that, Jolarini?
Now, before we get to the slime people, we get to see another episode of Commando Cody, The Hills of Death. This week's episode picks up with Cody and his partner chasing after a thug when their cars collide.
Oh, did I say jump? I meant swerve.
And as you would expect, they bail out of the car just in time.
Oh, great. That was on my MasterCard.
The bad guys make some evil plans to drop a bomb into a crater that would create torrential rain and flooding.
The present atmospheric conditions on Earth indicate that the eruption would cause torrential rains, and the resulting flood should seriously disrupt transportation and defense measures.
Their plan works, and the Earth starts to flood.
Hey, you ho-daddies. Surf's up.
Thankfully, Cody figures out who dropped the bomb into the mountain, and he catches up with them in a diner. They fight, Cody gets knocked out, and the Moonmen get away. After waking up, Cody catches up with the Moonmen, but of course they were waiting for him, and they knock him off the mountain. The end for this week.
Oh gee, I can only imagine that Cody's going to use his jetpack to fly to safety.
Yeah, it seems kind of dumb to knock someone off a mountain that has a jetpack strapped to his back. So, with Cody out of the way, we begin The Slime People.
The Slime People. The story of Hollywood in the early days.
The movie begins with Tom Gregory landing at an airport in LA, even though he's told not to land there.
Do not attempt landing. Repeat, do not attempt landing at Los Angeles.
Takes
Change
two to
course.
tango.
Get out of LA immediately. Get out of LA area.
After he lands, he wanders around for a bit and he's picked up by Professor Galbraith and his daughters, Lisa and Bonnie.
Tom Gregory. Bonnie? Lisa?
And here's Bonnie with the movie's backstory.
Well, first the slime people came, and then the whole army came to fight them, and they lost. Then the slime men built a big wall, but before it got hardened, Los Angeles was evacuated, and everybody's gone but the
He
slime
is
men.
hopped up on sugar or something.
Well, it's too bad they didn't show that part of the movie. Well, while they're driving, let's take a look at the first host segment.
All rise, hear ye, hear ye. The Honorable Judge Joel presiding.
Please be seated.
Bots versus Commando Cody, docket 212-349-7A.
Your Honor, the bots will prove that the defendant, Commando Cody, is guilty of the following felony charges: failure to follow a proper flight plan, reckless endangerment of the public, breaking the laws of physics and gravity, and acting as an officer of the law, and simply bad acting.
Commando Cody, how do you plead?
So they stop at the professor's house and watch a film about the slime people.
Do not leave your homes.
The movie doesn't really explain much, except that the slime people came from underground.
Then where are they from?
The ones I saw came from underground, out of the sewers.
Oh yeah, they also make fog.
How do they make fog?
Funny you should ask.
But how do they make fog?
I really don't know, but one thing is certain. The ring of fog that they have thrown around and above the city is an attempt to permanently lower our temperature so that they can live forever above ground.
Did we mention the fog? Because there's fog in this movie. If you're afraid of fog, then don't watch this movie. If you like fog, then don't watch this movie. If you like movies about people watching movies about fog, then don't watch this movie. You know, it might just be best not to watch this movie. And for your viewing pleasure, a slime person.
Guys, it's just me, your old friend Joe. Oh, I have a staph infection and eczema.
So they finish the movie, get attacked by some slime people, and run away to Slaughterhouse 5.
Oh, great. Now they're in Sloghouse Foom.
And generic cliched movie romance number 1 begins in 3, 2, 1.
There is something I wanted to ask you. Did you have a boyfriend before all this happened?
Only Barrack
I
14.
had lots of dates, but there was no one special.
You know, just Elvis and, Jerry Lee.
After a lot of nothing, the group decides that they need supplies, and so they decide to take the risk and venture out to get the supplies.
Take my station wagon.
He'd rather have the girl.
Find the nearest surplus store and get these items.
And generic cliched movie romance number 2 begins in 3, 2, 1.
Someone is trying to get us out of all of this. I think you should have more important things on your mind.
I love coffee.
For an awful lot.
With the plot not really going anywhere, it's time for the next host segment.
Oh, well, I have a good idea for a show, then I'm sure it'll work. Okay, this guy gets stranded on a desert isle. He makes little mechanical friends from parts of his boat. Then all day long, they have to sit and watch reruns of bad TV shows, like Super Train or Greatest American Hero.
Oh, no, what would they eat?
It doesn't matter. You should just relax. It's just a show.
And then they pick up this guy.
I've been right over there in my cabin all the time, and I haven't seen a one of them. Although I would like to, if they exist.
Now, let's see. We get more fog as the professor and Tom are out wandering around in the woods. I think they're attacked by a slime person, but it's kind of hard to tell with all the fog.
Hey, he's doing interpretive dance.
Generic cliched overacting movie moment begins in 3, 2, 1.
What the? Oh my gosh, we're out of gas.
They run out of gas and make a run for it. Their words, not mine. They take up shelter in a grocery store when the slime people attack.
Oh man, you got glass in the kielbasa.
They lock themselves in a meat locker when the professor discovers their weakness.
We can break their wall with sodium chloride.
Oh, you mean ordinary table
Tom
salt?
already did it.
Cal and Bonnie wander out of the store to find a car when Bonnie's attacked by a slime person. They kidnap her in hopes of luring the rest of the people out of the store. Again, their words, not mine.
Probably to try and lure us out in the open. As long as they keep her alive, they know we'll come out after her.
Cal and Tom take off after Bonnie when we break for the next host segment.
Joel, what's the matter, Joel? You scared?
No, I'm not scared. I just wonder what all this smoke's about. Come on.
I'd be scared if I were you, Joel. The slime people could be somewhere in the fog.
They find Bonnie and return to the grocery store.
They kept dragging me around. They strapped me in the cave. They were all around. I couldn't get out.
Tom tells the professor that they found the machine that created the wall around the city. So the group gathers up their salt supply and heads out into the fog to destroy the machine with the salt.
What happened to their car?
Wrong way marine guy decided to let it drop off a cliff.
We get several more minutes of them walking in the fog and talking in the fog and doing God knows what else in the fog. And wouldn't you know it, they get attacked by slime people. But Tom and Cal manage to fight them off and the professor destroys the machine.
Whoa, like popping is it, boys?
With the machine destroyed, the remaining slime people die.
Now that the fog is lifted, those slime people are about as scary as Teddy Ruxpin.
And everyone lives happily ever after.
Hey Cal, there's a bottle of Jack under the seat.
With the slime people dead, we head back to the bridge for the final host segment.
You know, Crow, I can always remember back on Earth the way the house was filled with the smells of Mom's home cooking.
You mean your mom would cook your home?
No, Crow. It's just an expression. It's like nothing means lovin', like something from the oven. You know.
Yeah, an old expression. I know one of those. There was an old man from Nantucket.
No,
who's...
bonk.
Ow.
So there you go, Mystery Science Theater 3000, episode 108, The Slime People. I really like this episode. The riffing is good, the host segments are good, and the movie is just really goofy. Now, despite the cheesiness of the movie, the only real flaw with it is that it seems like almost half of the movie is obstructed by fog. Like this.
Death Watch.
Now, I'm sure part of the problem is the crappy quality of the video and the copy I have, but there are entire scenes where you have no idea what's happening because you can't see past the fog. Overall, though, I would still recommend checking out this episode. Now, it's not commercially available, but you can download it if you know what websites to go to. Now in my next episode, we'll be looking at episode 109, Project Moonbase, as well as parts 7 and 8 of Commando Cody. Any final thoughts?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Oh, Simon, I think you can cut the transmission.
Well, it looks like everything is starting to come together perfectly.
Oh, it's too bad they didn't show that part of the movie.
It looks like everything is coming together. And my nose is about to fall off.
Come on. I just need you on there for like 10 more seconds.
Well, it looks like everything is starting to come together.